One of the first things I recommend to somebody when they are started out and getting prepped is securing a source of water. I think it comes even before food because you'll die a lot quicker without water than food. That's why today I'm going to show you a very unique item that I think you're going to really be interested in. This is the ITEHIL portable RO water purifier that you can use anywhere. Let's check it out. Alright, so we're going to unbox this today, and we're actually going to test it out and do a very quick unboxing because I don't want to spend too much time doing that part of it. But we have unprecedented global shortages of water, contributing to massive crop failures everywhere. If you live out where I live, you know that Lake Mead is drying up. We have droughts nationwide. Recently, Massachusetts farmers were hit with an extreme drought, having a lot of crop issues there. Okay, we've got a drought in England. We've got forest fires raging in France with a heat wave and drought. And half of the U.S. is experiencing a drought this month alone. Now, you can only store so much water. What do you do when your water storage runs out? Well, you need to make sure you have a way to collect and purify water from any source. And that's where a water purifier comes into play. This is a reverse osmosis water purifier. Real quickly, I'll explain to you reverse osmosis. It's a way of really purifying your water, far greater than running it through any kind of filter. It's a water purification process that uses a partially permeable membrane to separate ions, okay? Unwanted molecules and larger particles from drinking water will come apart, okay? So that's how it works. Let's unbox this thing really quick, and I'll explain to you why reverse osmosis is way superior to a water filter. Alright, so here we go. That's it outside of the box. This is the actual unit. You will notice I am charging it up because we do want to demo it. This does have an internal battery that's good up to 7 gallons of water that it will purify just using the internal battery. The cool part is if you have a USB-C connection and a solar panel, this will also charge via solar while you're out off-grid, camping, whatever you're doing. This is the accessories box that comes with it. I've already removed the charger, as you can see. In here you'll have 2 filters and some kind of cool stickers. Alright, you're going to have your hybrid filter. This is the first filter the water will go through. And after that, you will have your reverse osmosis filter. Try not to let it fall off there. They do sell replacements for these. You can pick them up on the site. They're in the $30 range about for the filters, so not too bad. You will get an instruction manual. And one of the nice things is, you know, I mean, this is so easy to use that I kind of overthought it when I first got this. I was like, wait a minute, I have to push this button and that button. And no, it's beyond easy to use. Don't overthink it. Just hit the on button and you'll see what I mean. So the instructions are very good. Okay? And you will get a bag. Now this bag has a ton of stuff in it. You will get a storage bag for all of your cables and hoses. The first thing you're going to get in here is this little wrench, and that's to put the hose on the back. I'll show you that. This is your pre-filter, your carbon-activated pre-filter with the hose here. And as you can tell, you've got your little edges there for the wrench. So this will tighten up on the back here, and this will be where you draw your water in. This can be into a pond. This could be into a bucket. For our use today, since I don't have any ponds nearby, we're going to be just using a 2-gallon water container that's just filled with tap water. Okay? And we are going to test it with a TDS meter. This is your front connection here. You'll have 2 hoses, you notice. One's going to be your runoff. Okay? That's the water that is basically being separated from the bad water. It's a slower process, so you will get water slower. When you first use this, you're going to get more water out of this than out of your drinking water side. I don't know if you can see it says drinking water on there. You don't want to drink this water that comes out of this side. However, it's still good to wash your hands, wash dishes, stuff like that. Just won't taste as good. Now, to connect the back, rather simply, you're going to turn this unit around here. We're going to open that up, and you're going to see there's a thing there. You're going to screw this into it using this hose and this wrench. And on the front, really simple. This was another thing I overthought. You're going to open this piece up here, and you'll see this side says drinking water, and this side is your excess, your runoff, or your dishwater, as they call it. So I'm going to find my drinking water hose here. I'm going to push down on these 2 things here, place it in there, push forward, and let it snap into place, just like that. And there you go. Now it's ready to use. So I'm going to let this charge up. I'm going to cut all the hoses loose and set it up to show you what it looks like while it's filtering. And we'll show you how easy this thing works. The nice thing about a RO filter, okay, it filters water down to, now this is kind of weird because you're used to hearing these numbers, but it's 0.001 to 0.0005 micron. Whereas, say, your regular hollow filter, fiber membrane filter only goes down to 0.2 or 0.1 micron. Okay, the unit itself is rated for, I think, 340,000 gallons. Of course, you will need to change your filters. The filters go in very simply. Basically, you're going to open them up. You're going to unwrap them. They're in plastic, so we will unwrap these. And I'll show you how they lock in once I unwrap them. Fairly easy to use. You're going to put down. It has directions right here, unlocked and locked. Push down, turn, and lock them into place. Make sure you get them flat. You want this to be able to close. So let me unwrap them, and I'll show you that process. Okay, so we've got them unlocked. Your hybrid filter, it's labeled right there, hybrid. It's going to go in here. Just going to put it in, push down, turn, and lock it. Now I like to make sure this closes on it, so that's good. It's all the way in. So that's working. And it's stuck on there. There we go. Next thing is with your RO filter. You're going to place it in that position there, right on the side there. Push down on it, nice and good. Turn it and lock it into place like that. Fully closed, ready to roll. So let's give it a few minutes to charge it up. I'm going to free up the cables here and connect them, and we'll show you how easily this thing works. Alright, so it's kind of hard to see all the cables and the hoses everywhere, but this hose back here is extremely long, and we're going to straighten out that mess back there. This hose is extremely long, which is good. It gives you a chance to keep this far away from, say, a river or a stream if you're filtering it right out of the water. And these are your two hoses here, okay? This is going to be your runoff or dishwater or excess water here. You'll know your RO hose because it will have this little white insert in there. That's a good way to just keep track. So while you're running this, the first time you run it, it's going to take a while for water to come out of this RO hose. It's going to drain out of here first, okay? It's going to take a little bit, so don't think that the unit doesn't work or something like that. It'll just take a while for it to come out this way. You are going to need to put both of these somewhere where you can collect the water. Of course, you want to collect your drinking water, your RO filtered water. But you may want to collect this water here and use it for washing your hands, washing dishes, stuff like that. Basically all non-potable uses. You can even use it to wash yourself if you want to wash up your hands or something. But it's going to take a little bit of while the first time you use this to get it through the filters and do all that fun stuff. To turn it on, you're just going to push and hold here. And then you'll see this here. So what we're going to do is set it up. I have I think it's a 2.5 gallon jug that I'm going to filter. It's just tap water that I use for my ice maker. I use a smaller one because the ice maker is kind of smaller. And we're going to put this in that, okay? We're going to let that filter, and then we're going to run this, and I'm going to let this fill up, and we're going to put this in a container to hold it, okay? And then we're going to get filtered water into a glass container that I've washed, because we are going to test this with a TDS meter. I want to get it as low as possible. Of course, your container may have a little bit of solids in it previously or whatever, but I want to get it as low as possible. That's why I'm using this one here, and I sterilized this out with bleach and hot water and scrubbed it really good. So that's going to be where our clean filtered RO water goes. Okay, it's going to go in there. This runoff is just going to go into a milk jug or something like that we're just going to keep for storage. So let me set it up for you, and we'll start it up, and we'll see how this works. Alright, so here's the setup. I've tried to coil everything up neatly so you can actually see everything on camera. We do have our water here, and again, this is just tap water. We're going to test it with our TDS meter. Turn it on. Drop it in there, and I got 182. Yeah, let's hold it at 182. So we got 182 coming out of there. Okay, not horrible, not bad, but you know, still drinkable. But I'd still want something a little more purified if I was unsure of my water source. So I'm going to put this a little bit further down in here to the bottom. We're going to turn on the unit, and then we're just going to wait. And it's going to take a while for the water to start coming out of the RO side. The unit is now on. And it's going to take a while for the filter to start working because it's drawing all this water through here. So I'll bring you back once we got some water filling up in any of the different containers. Alright, it's just started. And as you can see over here, we're getting our nasty water. We're getting our clean RO water over here. And the water level is going down in this. So let me take you a little closer this way so you can actually see. See, there's our RO water. And this is our wastewater over here. and that's how we're doing. So let's give it a few more minutes to work, and we will test that out with a TDS meter and see how it comes out. It's filling up pretty quick. It's actually doing a really good job. Really impressed with it. So bring you back in a minute. Alright, so as you can see, it's working very, very well. We got about 1 cup of water over there, and this is the water that's waste. Now this isn't going to be this cloudy normally. This had some dust in it, this container. But that isn't water that you'd want to drink, obviously. So let us take the TDS meter. I'm going to turn the unit off, okay? And let us take the TDS meter over to our RO filtered water here on the end. Now again, it's not going to be 0 because, well, who knows how dirty that glass was. Even though I scrubbed the heck out of it, there still could have been something stuck in it. Let's take that out of there and bring this over here. Now, we went from like 170, 180 something over here. We're going to turn this on here. Drop it in. 12. That is really impressive. I'm going to hit the hold button so you can see that up close. Look at that. Take a little taste of it and see what it tastes like. Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. As a matter of fact, that tastes like water is supposed to taste. No taste at all. It just hydrates you, but there's no taste to it. So I'm really impressed with this unit. I'm going to clean up the mess here a little bit and give you some specs and final information on it. But I got to say, I'm really, really impressed with it. That was very, very quick, without a ton of waste. And again, you can use this stuff for washing, you know, cleaning your dishes, washing your shoes off, whatever. But this is what you want to drink. This is your drinking water here. And for it to work that well, it did take a few minutes for it to, you know, start really coming out of the RO filter. But when it did, it really did. Now, what I like to do with all types of filters like this is run them dry. So what I'm going to do before I unpack this, and we do our final part of the video, is I'm going to let all the water drain out of it. You know, I'm going to run it through, get the last of the water out. And you can run this through. And by the way, I just want to take this off and show you. Let me turn it on to show you. I don't know if it has enough charge yet. Yeah, there we go. So you see the water starting to drip out of the RO side again. It does take a little bit of while to get that back going again. But it does run independent of any power, okay? This is its power source over here. So it does run independent. Now when you turn it on the first time, you'll notice this fills up really, really quickly. This does not. It happens every time. That's normal. Okay? This will start flowing eventually. But for now, it's getting all the impurities out. That's how this does. It actually, like, it sort of squeezes the water is the best way I could explain it. See? There you go. And there's your RO water. Now, without flooding my floor, let's turn that off. But you get an idea. When you turn it on, it's going to shoot out the undrinkable water to begin with. Okay? Get all the impurities out, and then you'll start getting your pure RO water here. So let me clean up my mess here, and we'll finish up the video. I'll give you some information on it, where you can pick it up, and the price. Price is not bad, actually. I'm going to give it to you right now. It's $299.99. So for $300, you can get yourself a portable RO filter. Now, if you've looked into RO filters online or anything that's remotely portable, most of them have to be powered by AC current. You know that's not a bad price at all. And the filters run anywhere from $35 to $32. I forget the exact price on them, but they're in that price range. And you get beautiful, clean, crystal clear water that you can filter. Now, the cool part about this is the water sources on this, okay? They say you can use municipal tap water, sweat, rainwater, spring water, lake water, river water, and, wait for it, urine. It'll actually purify it. As far as doing salt water, I seem to remember that this wasn't meant for that, but in an emergency, it probably would do a pretty good job of desalinating your water. I'm not positive on RO technology. Again, I don't want to speak out of turn. I don't know RO technology all that well yet. This is the first unit I've ever tried. But definitely something handy if you come across unknown water sources in an emergency. So let me clean up my mess here, and we will get back to work, and I'll tell you all the information I have on it. All right, so I'm all done, all packed up. I want to move on to my next spot. Got to say, the unit is really light. I would guess about 5 to 6 pounds. I couldn't find a weight on it. The shipped package itself, with all the styrofoam and box and everything, they say is 7 pounds. So it's definitely a very lightweight unit, very easy to carry. The dimensions are 11.8 by 7 by 9.1 inches, so not a huge unit, as you can tell by that 4-cup container there. And this is your bag here that you use for your accessories. I made sure I dried everything out. Everything's packed in there nicely. Just draw it closed, and you even wear it like a backpack if you wanted to. But that is the unit. That is a very, very impressive little unit, I got to say. I was really, really shocked at how well it worked. You know, I kind of was like, you know, I tried to overthink it because it's got buttons here for RO and hybrid and all that. And those are for when you replace the filters, you push that. You don't have to get into that right now. When they're new filters, you just put them in and run the unit. And you saw how clean the water came out. I mean, that's just, it came out with a 12 on the TDS meter. And then I looked inside and I see this little brown, looks like a piece of wood or something floating around down there. And I'm like, that's probably the damn 12. So, definitely a very cool, easy to use light unit. Now, I did put this on a power station just to see what it draws. It draws 24 watts. So you could easily head out, you know, in a car camping or an RV type situation and bring your power station and run this off grid. You can plug if you have a solar panel that has a C plug, you know, a USB-C. You can plug that in there and charge it from the sun all day long. The one thing I didn't find was the actual battery size in this. That was nowhere on the information. And this was a premier deal, so they kind of started out with that kind of information. Didn't have a lot of information up there at first. So basically I went out and I kind of found the information myself, weighed it myself, and I got to say I'm really impressed with the unit. You know, for $300 you're getting water that's purer than any filter could give you. I would even think maybe in a grid down home type scenario where you have to boil water order, or maybe water is in very short supply and you've come back to your home or your bug out location with your water and you're unsure of the source and you're probably sure it's filled with germs and whatever, something like this definitely take care of the problem. Now the filters are an RO filter, a PP filter, the activated carbon filter on the end, okay? This can be powered with a power bank, solar panel, or power station. It will run while being charged. So if I stick my 100-watt solar panel out in the field, and I got this near a stream and I'm getting water, this will run. As you saw, I had it charged when it was running. I was charging up the battery while it was running. So that's no problem whatsoever. It will run while being charged. It's not going to cause you any kind of headaches. And it's definitely a neat unit, I got to say. That's something that, you know, I never really thought about because I never thought of RO, the process of reverse osmosis, as being portable. Everything I've ever seen, and I did look into it, everything I've ever seen was, you know, a home unit you mount under your sink with those big, long blue filters. This thing takes it to a whole new level, so definitely impressed with it. Anyway, that is the ITEHIL Portable RO Water Purifier. Okay, I will leave a link down below where you can pick this up off of their site. They did send me this for review, however, the link is not a tracked link or anything, so you can check it out and see if you like it. I'm impressed with it. Definitely lightweight, you know. I mean, I can pick it up with one hand easily. I do want to remind you, though, when you're done with it, to drain all the water out so you don't have anything left in the filters and it's not sloshing around. But at first I was like, this looks like a giant toaster. You know? I was like, what the heck? But it's definitely lightweight, so definitely check them out. I think it's well worth the money for that kind of peace of mind to have that kind of purity. The filters will last you a good long time, but I would still buy an extra set. That's just the prepper in me coming out. You know, I would get online, I'd buy this and an extra set of filters. It does come with the 2 filters in there nice and snug, and you can take them out to check on them, but these will blink down here. When they blink red, the RO and the PP, this filter here, these 2 will blink when they need to be replaced, so you got a good long time. I want to say they said 24,000 gallons, but I'm not sure. Anyway, awesome little filter, purifier, not just a filter, it's a purifier, and I think you guys would be well served to pick one up, especially with what we're seeing with all the water crises around our nation. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. The link will be down below for this. Don't forget to check out all our other links. We have our Jace Medical link down there. If you guys are interested in getting quality antibiotics prescribed to you from a doctor after an online visit, you can check out Jace Medical and get all of your antibiotics needs taken care of right away. We have our Amazon affiliate store. Usually if I can't find anything, you know, if it doesn't come from a specific site, like this comes from a site, I will put it in the Amazon affiliate store and you can check it out there. Our My Patriot Supply link, preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. You definitely want to check that out. We have a deal on there, $250 off this month for a 3-month kit. $250 off. You're going to be saving a lot of money by using that link. That's preparewithiridium.com. And our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store, as well as our freeze-dried wholesaler link. Don't forget him. We got our contest going on. Our freeze-dried wholesaler link, that link will save you 15%. You can shop and save money just by using the link. You don't have to add any codes or anything like that. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.